Hey guys, welcome back. This video and blog is going out to marketers who you may be in a funk, okay? That excitement, passion, the drive, that motivation that was there when you first heard about the opportunity, when you first got involved with the product, is gone or it's fizzling away and you're trying to figure out what to do about it because you want that freedom. You want to take those vacations. You want to, fire your boss, spend time with your family, all the things that we're supposed to do. I mean, you were designed to have freedom. You were designed to enjoy your life, okay? I mean, work is part of it, you know what I mean? You know, diligent work, putting your hand to the plow, doing something, okay, of course. You know what I mean? Without work, life is pretty meaningless. Okay, you gotta be using your mind, engaging your mind and faculties, and getting something accomplished for the day. I mean, you were designed like that. But you need your time. You need your freedom. Okay, like back in the day. I mean, the farmers. Okay, they get the family up. Hey, come on, time to milk the cows, time to harvest, whatever it was. Okay, there was a time frame where they had to do that. Okay, or blacksmiths or shoemakers and stuff like that. But they had their own time. They had things they had to do. They had tasks they had to accomplish. They had a list they had to check off. But they did it on their own time. All right. With the industrialization, you know, everybody load up on their vehicles and go to work. Go to work. Go to work. Come home. Go to work. Come home. It's like and then you need to make more money and more money. So you get married to your job and they own you. You're a slave. So yeah, you want that freedom. You want to take your life back. You want to enjoy yourself. I mean, you don't want to work yourself into the ground. Okay, you want to enjoy your life on the way. Nobody ever said on their deathbed, "Man, I wish I'd have just spent more time at work." Okay, so yeah, that freedom that you thought about, that got you excited, that kept you up at night thinking about everything that you were going to be able to do, that's a good thing. All right. Some people will tell you that it's evil. It's not. It's not. So, number one, your product could be junk. It could be. Whoever talked to you, whoever got you involved in whatever you're doing, they might have played you. I mean, you need to face that. Okay? If you're not making any money and you're trying and you're talking to people about it and nobody's interested, okay, that might be a big problem. That might be, a sign for you to just kind of lay that thing down. Another thing is you may not believe you can do it. In the back of your mind, you just might not believe you can do it, or you don't believe in the product. Okay, it might be something that is a good idea. It might have some semblance of value, but if you're not convinced in the back of your mind, in your subconscious mind, that whoever you're talking to, man, you need this. All right, that's going to translate into your conscious mind and come out of your mouth, and how you present what you're doing is going to come out. I mean, if you don't believe in it, if you don't believe that you can sell it, if you think you got to try to convince people, that's going to translate, because people don't want to be convinced. They don't want to be sold. They want to buy. And which leads me to another point about that, is that you just want to come up with a 3 to 5 sentence elevator pitch to get people, you whatever your niche market is, come up with a few sentences that explain it real quick, just to kind of test the waters. And if they're not interested, if you kind of sense that they really don't want to talk about it, or they're trying to avoid you or whatever, leave it alone. Don't sit there and try to convince somebody to get involved. Don't trap them in the hallway and then give them your pitch, and then they say, "Well, I'm not interested," and then you just try to keep overcoming their objections. It's kind of like putting spam out in somebody's inbox. If they're not interested, if you explain yourself and they don't opt in other words, you don't pique their interest, leave them alone. Okay, just leave them alone. If that's not it, okay, the third thing that's probably more than likely happening, and this is what happens with most of us out here, is you don't want to be rejected. Okay, rejection is just not an option. You just can't stand that. Well, there's two kinds of rejection. All right, there's a rejection of your offer, which means they're not interested, or they're not ready, or they need to talk to their husband or wife, or they want to do their own due diligence first. Okay, and that's fine. I mean, let them. Okay, point them in the right direction. Send them to a webinar, or have them get in on a phone call about the product or whatever. I mean, refer them to some place where they can get more information, and then give them your business card or whatever. Tell them to get back to you, or you'll call them in a couple of days or whatever. Okay, leave them alone. And then there's the other kind where they reject your personhood. Like, this dude's just one of them, network marketing people. And if you think that you're going to get that kind of reaction, don't even bother, okay? Because rejecting your personhood, it's like, listen, man, this is my livelihood. I'm trying to make $1, okay? I'm trying to get to that freedom. I'm trying to reach a certain level of success in my life. And sales is a great way to do it. But you got to know what you're doing. You can't chase people down. Don't do that. For your sake, for all of our sakes, okay? Don't be like a used car salesman trying to convince people into, or a Kirby salesman. I mean, there's some good stuff, as far as like sales, overcoming objections, helping people envision themselves using your product, being involved in your opportunity, sales skills, sales strategies. But there's a time for that. There's a time for that. The secret sauce to network marketing is don't keep it a secret. So the goal is to find people who are interested in what you want to say. Don't go over and beat people in the head with your opportunity trying to get money to fall out of their ears. Okay? It doesn't work like that. And if that's what you're doing, then number one, you're pushing people away, and number two, you're going to get rejected. All right? And you're going to get those stinging feelings of, well, he doesn't like me, he thinks I'm a creep, you know what I mean? He thinks I'm one of these people because you're acting like that. So slow down, back up, regroup. Don't try to sell people. A quick pitch, if they're not interested, okay, cool, thank you. Just like when you go into Walmart. Say you go up to the jewelry aisle, you're looking for a watch. You go to the jewelry counter or whatever. And you're looking at the watches. The guy says, hey, is there something I can help you with? Do you have any questions? And you're like, no, I'm just looking or whatever, right? And he says, oh, okay, let me know. He's not like, well, hey, man, we got this watch over here. And you go to the street for that. You find some dirtbag on the street selling stolen watches. That's kind of, people look at salespeople that are pushy salespeople like they're either desperate or they're scamming them. Because they got to try to convince them. It's like they got to overcome their own objections. In other words, they're in their mind, they're thinking, well, okay, number one, I don't know you that well. And, you could be trying to scam me. You could be just trying to get my money, right? And then you respond by saying, no, you don't understand. You just got to listen. I mean, it flips a switch in people's minds. They're just not into it. So, just to recap, okay? You're feeling rejected, right? You're feeling like, man, this is just, something's happening here. Number one, your product sucks. Bottom line. Number two, you don't believe in yourself or the product. Number three, you just can't handle rejection. But you got to keep in mind there's two kinds. Rejection of your personhood, that's bad. Rejection of the offer, it's nothing. Give people space and time to do their own due diligence, and it'll take you a long way.